Welcome back to today's nugget. In Thursday's lesson, we take a look at Hebrews 1 and 5, in which Paul continues to make his point that Jesus is best because he's even better than the angels. Let me ask you two questions. If an angel were to show up in church this week, one, what would the angel look like? I would imagine that, like myself, you would expect someone who would be wearing a white robe and they would have wings. They would have light all around them, but other than that, they look pretty much like us. Secondly, how would you react? I think it would get our attention. I think we would be surprised, and I think that we would want to interact with them. But I don't think we would be too afraid. I mean, after all, the Bible says that we are made a little lower than the angels. So what's the big deal, right? The reason I bring this up is because in his Jesus is best argument, Paul immediately compares Jesus to the angels. The reason he does this is because in the Jewish mind, angels were up there in authority just below God. So if Jesus was just a man, then in the Jewish mind, he would have been greatly lacking in authority. Why, even the high priest would be greater than Jesus. But Paul's point is that Jesus has authority and supremacy even over the angels. I want us to catch something here. Our Jehovah's Witness friends make the argument, based on verse 5, that Jesus is a created being because the verse says, "Today I have begotten you." What does that verse mean? Does it mean that our Jehovah's Witness friends are correct when they say this verse proves that Jesus is a created being just like the angels? Well, there's a slight problem with that idea. It's called the Ten Commandments, which tells us we are not to bow down and worship anything or anyone but God. Okay, but what does that have to do with Jesus? Well, the next verse tells us in Hebrews 1 and 6, "And when he again brings the firstborn into the world, he says, and let all the angels of God worship him," meaning Jesus. Now, what did God order the angels to do on the day that Jesus was born? They were ordered to worship Jesus, and worship is only reserved for God. Paul's argument is this: which is greater, the one who worships or the one who is being worshipped? Of course, the one being worshipped. And for Paul, this is why Jesus is even better than the angels. And I think the angels would agree. Well, that's our nugget for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up this week's lesson.